Struggling to hit your sales targets, or maybe you're just looking to step up your game. Either way, we have 33 powerful sales advice for you. This isn't just a list. Think of it as a playbook, a guide to help you navigate the world of sales. We've curated these nuggets of wisdom to help you boost your success rate, regardless of your sales experience. So buckle up and prepare to redefine your sales strategy. Point 1. Understand this. People are incredibly insecure. When it comes to sales, tapping into this universal human condition can be your secret weapon. By creating a safe and trustworthy environment, you can ease people's insecurities and make them more receptive to your sales pitch. Moving on to point 2. People are incredibly self-centered. This isn't necessarily a negative trait. It's human nature to be interested in things that directly affect us. Use this to your advantage. Frame your product or service in a way that it aligns with your customers' personal interests and needs. Now, let's delve into the power of pain with point 3. Pain is more powerful than pleasure. It's a fact of life that we're driven more by the need to avoid pain than the desire to gain pleasure. Your job as a salesperson is to highlight how your product or service can alleviate a specific pain point for your customer. This brings us to point 4. Fear of loss is more powerful than pleasure of gain. People are often more motivated to take action when they're afraid of losing something, rather than gaining something new. This is why limited time offers work so well. They create a sense of urgency that drives people to act. On to point 5. People buy on emotion, not logic. Yes, facts and figures are important, but at the end of the day, it's emotions that drive purchasing decisions. If you can connect with your customer on an emotional level, you're more likely to close the deal. Now let's talk about the magic word with point 6. Free is more enticing than any discount. Who doesn't love a freebie? Offering something for free is a great way to attract customers. It's a small investment that can yield big returns. And remember, free is more enticing than any discount. That's point 6 for you. Finally, point 7. People care about what your product will do for them, not your product. It's not about the features of your product, it's about the benefits it can provide. Your customers want to know how your product will make their lives better. Always focus on the value your product can deliver. Moving on to point 8. People trust people that talk like them. It's all about establishing rapport. Think about it. You're more likely to trust someone who shares your language, your dialect, your slang, aren't you? When you mirror your customer's language style, you're subtly telling them, I'm one of you. It's a simple yet powerful way to build trust. And let's slide into point 9. People buy from people they trust. It's a no-brainer, right? Trust is the foundation of any successful sale. If people trust you, they'll be more open to what you're selling. The key is to be genuine, credible, and reliable. Remember, trust is earned, not given. Now, on to point 10. Give people 2 choices and they'll likely do neither. It's a curious phenomenon, but it's true. Decision paralysis is a real thing. The more options you provide, the harder it is for people to make a decision. So, keep it simple. Present one compelling offer and you're more likely to seal the deal. Moving swiftly to point 11. People have short attention spans. In today's hyper-digital world, people are bombarded with information from all sides. To cut through the noise, your sales pitch needs to be clear, concise, and captivating. If you don't grab their attention in the first few seconds, you've lost them. On to point 12. People don't like learning, they like being entertained. Infotainment is the name of the game here. Make your sales pitch informative yet entertaining. Use anecdotes, humor, or interesting facts to keep your audience engaged. Point 13. People that are entertaining get attention. It's a simple equation. The more entertaining you are, the more attention you get, and the more attention you get, the higher your chances of making a sale. And guess what? People that get attention make money. That's point 14. In sales, attention equals opportunity. So grab that spotlight, hold your audience's attention, and watch those sales roll in. Here's a fun fact for point 15. Women buy a hell of a lot more stuff than men. Now, this isn't to say we should overlook male consumers. It's just that statistically, women tend to make more purchasing decisions than men. So don't underestimate the buying power of women in your sales strategy. Point 16, however, is quite intriguing. It suggests that your average Joe, your typical male consumer, may not be the most profitable person to sell to. But wait, we just said not to overlook male consumers, right? The key here is to understand your buyer personas. Rich guys, for instance, often buy things to impress people, as mentioned in point 17. So the question becomes, who are you selling to and what motivates them to buy? Moving on to point 18, we delve into the emotional aspect of selling. Invoking feelings, whether positive or negative, is the easiest way to sell. This doesn't mean you should manipulate your customers' emotions. Instead, it's about understanding their needs, their pains, and their desires, and aligning your product or service in a way that resonates with them emotionally. Next, let's talk about first impressions. Point 19 tells us that people don't usually buy on first contact. It often takes multiple touch points to convert a prospect into a customer. So patience and persistence are key in sales. But while you're persistent, remember point 20. The only thing going through someone's mind when they read your offer is, what's in it for me? Always make sure your value proposition is clear and that you're addressing their needs and wants. And finally, we arrive at point 21. Curiosity gets attention. This ties back to the earlier point about invoking emotions. If you can pique your customer's curiosity, you'll have their attention. And attention, as we know, is the first step towards making a sale. Stay curious because curiosity gets attention. That's point 21 for you. Point 22. The bizarre make people curious. It's the unexpected, the unusual, that piques interest and draws people in. In sales, don't be afraid to step outside the box. A little touch of the bizarre can spark curiosity and open the door to deeper engagement. Moving on to point 23. Contrasting ideas make people curious. This is about presenting something familiar and then flipping it on its head. Contrasting ideas can challenge people's preconceptions and make them stop and think, and in that pause, you have their attention. Point 24 highlights a crucial aspect of human nature. People don't like being told they're wrong. Nobody enjoys feeling criticized or belittled. Instead of telling a potential customer they're wrong, try to guide them towards a new perspective. It's not about proving them wrong, it's about helping them see things differently. Next up, point 25. People like people who affirm their beliefs. It's human nature to seek validation and affirmation. In sales, this means aligning with your customers' values and beliefs, and demonstrating that through your product or service. This leads us to point 26. People buy products that affirm their beliefs. Whether consciously or subconsciously, people are drawn to products that reflect their identity and values. The more your product can resonate with these deeply held beliefs, the more likely people are to buy. On to point 27. Pain points are profitable, so agitate them. This doesn't mean to cause distress, but rather, highlight the problems your product can solve. Show your customers how much better things could be with your solution, and they'll be more inclined to buy. And finally, point 28. Email is one of the best ways to sell to people online. With email, you can reach your customers directly, build relationships, and deliver personalized messages. It's a tool that every salesperson should leverage to its full potential. Nearing the end, but the advice is still solid. Point 29. People don't buy products, they buy solutions. This is a golden nugget of wisdom. When you sell a product or service, you're not just selling an item, you're selling a solution to a problem, a key to a desire, or a path to a goal. It's about resolving issues and enhancing lives. Moving on to point 30. A no is only one step away from a yes. Remember, rejection is not the end of the journey, but rather a stepping stone towards success. Every no brings you closer to a yes, so don't be disheartened. Persistence is key in sales. Now, on to point 31. Getting a small yes greatly increases your chances of getting a big yes. Start with small agreements, small commitments. This paves the way for the customer to be more agreeable to larger requests. It's all about building that rapport, that trust. Point 32, and this is a big one. People love stories. Storytelling is a powerful tool in sales. Stories captivate, engage, and create emotional connections. They make your product or service more relatable and memorable. So weave stories into your sales pitches and watch the magic unfold. And finally, point 33. Stories that people can relate to sell. The more your audience can see themselves in the story, the more likely they are to buy. It's about creating a narrative that resonates, that touches the heart and stirs the soul. So there you have it, 33 powerful sales advice to skyrocket your success rate. From understanding human psychology to crafting compelling narratives, these nuggets of wisdom will equip you to better connect, engage, and ultimately, sell. Remember, it's not just about the product, but the story you weave and the solution you provide. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable content. Keep selling, and see you in the next video.